Being in a boarding school during middle school and high school without electronics can be all kinds of boring, and as such the school ancestors came up with a legendary ploy to be passed down to generations as a way of saving the poor hostel children. It went by many ancient names, but those of our generation knew it best as room ball. What is room ball, you ask? Why, it is really the singular most epic sport to ever be played in the hostel, where the greatest fights in history have erupted, where men become boys. What do you play room ball with? Well, you see, back in 1170-12 BC, the student feudal lords decided that any normal ball would be too loud and complicated to protect. So after what seemed like centuries of planning, they came up with the idea for the sock ball, where creating the perfect round ball seemed impossible until a young aspiring student, or room baller, used Newton's fifth law of motion, which states, if you want it badly enough, Google it. And he used this research, and hence the development of the first official sock ball. The hostel rejoiced as they realized they had been freed of the eternal shackles of the dictator known as boredom. It was their independence, and peace and fun reigned through the hostel for decades. But the hostel masters were having none of it, and they decided to confiscate the sacred ball and doom the students into a life of boredom and lack of extra pairs of socks. All had seemed lost until a young aspiring boy by the name of something came up with the idea for the next best substitute. The feudal lords liked this idea, and thus the paper tape ball went into production. The whole basis for the ball was structured around an object that was in abundant supply, but still had capabilities of succeeding the then sacred sock ball. Now, the paper tape ball did have its shortcomings, as it was louder and less spherical than the predecessor, and was less durable, but nevertheless, students accepted it as it was another chance of protecting their sanity and socks from the hostel masters. Truly, it was a revolutionary time in the hostel. But Arman, you haven't explained how the game is played. Well, you see, room ball is special because so far as you have the ball, you can play it in lots of different ways. Now let's start with the three basic ways that I played it. There was a single player bong ball. Yeah, this was really easy to learn because there are two teams and the objective is to score more goals than the opponent by kicking the ball into the bottom of the opposition's bunk. Then there was multiplayer bong bong. Now, yeah, this gets more complicated because each player has his own bunk and he's supposed to protect the bunk and score against the other team, but not touching the ball more than once. And after you concede the number of goals, you have to leave your bunk for someone outside to come and take it and play. Then there was door ball. Yeah, this gets hectic. It's very similar to bong ball, but instead of bunks, we used doors, and we played it in the hallway. Now, know that the game is only ever over if the hostel master seizes the ball or it's time to eat. Now, speaking about me, like, I was fairly good at this sport, and you don't need to be athletic or anything to be able to play. Like, although we always played this sport on like covert mode because we were always on guard for when our hostel master would be coming, because he was very strict about this and he didn't like us playing, but we had no other choice. And whenever he'd catch us, he'd say proverbial things like, I always stole your trousers, but now I know your panties, and things like that.